All right, so let's work on the webinar. I'm going to save this. Let me start from scratch because I don't want you guys to be disturbed by what I've already have. All right, I'm going to delete that. Perfect. So once you download the Captain Rocket, you can download the student edition by going to appsfresh.com. Okay, so if you go to appsfresh.com, we'll see the Captain Rocket source code right there for free. Okay. Now download that right here, add to cart, and you're ready to go. Once you download that, you're gonna arrive with, you're gonna have a zip file called Captain Rocket student.zip. You can just unzip that. I'm gonna use the full version for now, so I'm just gonna double click on Captain Rocket.zip. And that's gonna unzip, and I have the folder right here. I'm gonna rename it to Captain Rocket, and I'm gonna call this one robot. Okay, so I know that's the one I want to use. Now I'm going back to the web browser, and make sure you download Unity. Now that's going to take a while, so don't do it now. Do it later on. Download Unity 3D, and you're going to have the first link, get Unity-download. And right here, choose your Unity plus download. And there's going to be an installer. Go through that. It's going to take a while to install. And then you just open Unity. All right, I'm going to do open other. And now I'm going to select the project that I just opened. Select the folder, okay? There's no solution file like Xcode. You need to select the folder and click on open. Okay, so let me give you a quick overview of the Unity interface. I don't want to go too much into details. Just know that there's a play button. If you click there, the game is going to play straight right out of the box. All right, pressing play, and as you can see, it will work right out of the box. Now, thanks to Unity, we can play these games on iPhones, iPads, and any Android phones as well. Also, it could go on the Google Play Store and on the Amazon Store. It can also go on HTML5, so it can be done for the web. But if you want things that are done for the web, you won't get advertising networks, so you won't get paid from it. So let me share my screen to show you what I have so far. All right, so are you guys able to see my screen? All right, excellent. So download Unity, open the zip file in Unity, download the zip file, obviously unzip it and open it in Unity. And there you go, you have that. You can play now with it, and it works straight out of the box. Just pressing the play button. All right. Now, what I want you to know is that you need to look at the assets folder right here and open the menu scene. You can know it's the scene because it looks like a Unity item. Once you do that, you'll see there's a UI manager here that contains all the settings within the inspector. All the settings are right here for the app ID for Google, iTunes, the leaderboard, the Twitter message, the ad mob. So all the settings for the game that you need to change, they're all in one spot. Isn't that beautiful? Now, next thing you want to do is change the graphics. I'm going to go quickly over changing graphics because I don't want to bore you with light graphics changing. So I'm just going to do a little bit of graphics change, not too much. First thing I want to do is go to the images folder, click on the background. I'm going to right click and do reveal in Finder. As soon as you do that, it opens right here. Now I'm going to open it with Photoshop. Now you probably don't have Photoshop, and that's okay. That's totally fine. You can use GIMP. That's totally free, and it's very similar to Photoshop. A little bit harder at the beginning, but you can download that for free. Now you can do it with another free tool that's called Sumo Paint, and it's online. You can edit your files online. You don't even need to download the software. It's all there, very similar to Photoshop. Now Photoshop is not free. It's about $19 a month, or you can get the Adobe Cloud Suite, which has Photoshop, Illustrator, After Effects, and a bunch of other amazing tools. It's really up to you at this point. Okay, now I'm going to close these. And what I'm going to do is reskin just the background for now. If you go to appsfresh.com, so I'm going to go to appsfresh.com, and if you go to the Let me go back so that you can see that. If you go to the graphics pack link and go on the second page, it might be on a different page for you, you will see all the backgrounds for the Flappy Croco game. And we're actually going to reuse them because right here there's a space exploration background, and that's great for any space game that's 2D platform like that. So I already downloaded, and I'm just going to use it. It's right here, bg.png. I'm going to right click and open with Adobe Photoshop. Now I'm going to select all and do edit, copy. Now I'm going back to the background from the game and do edit, paste. And here we go. We have the space exploration background. I'm just going to make it to the right size, put it in this corner, press Command-T. By the way, I'm going fast because I don't want to bore you with the reskinning process. Some of you already know how to do that. But here, you have to understand that it's all about changing images. So you might have different ways of doing that. Now I'm just going to copy this, pressing V, Alt and the right key, and just going to copy this. That's one way to copy a layer. Another way is just to go right here and drag and drop this inside of the layers right here. All right, and just move it there. Okay, and that's it. I have my new background. Now I'm going to merge them all. Select all of them, Command-E to merge, and here we go. And I'm going to save that. File, save for web. That's an easy way. Okay, and click on save. Make sure it's a PNG file and override the original one, which is under the Captain Rocket robot that I created. In the images folder, you see the background.png right here. I'm just going to save on top of this. Replace. Okay, and as soon as you do that, when you go back to Unity, you will see something very interesting. There you go, boom, change. I didn't even have to refresh anything. It's very different than Xcode. In Xcode, you actually have to do a product clean and then rebuild. Here, I don't have to. It automatically found out that I changed it and it updated it. Isn't that great? Now, what I want to change is this, the water here. Okay, the water is green. I'm going to make it red. So I'm going to show you a quick and simple way to do that. These are the waves. I'm going to right-click and do Reveal in Finder. I'm going to open the waves back, waves middle, and waves top. Right-click, open with Adobe Photoshop. I'm going to select a different color here. I'm going to take a reddish color, so that it looks like lava. Okay, I'm going to select this color and use the bucket tool right here and just paint on top of this. Done. Save that, Command-S, done. Now go to the other wave. I'm going to select a lighter color. There we go. And just paste here and save, Command-S. I'm going to do the same thing for the one in the back. Select a different color, a lighter red. Just press there and save. Done. Now going back to Unity to change automatically. And there we go. We have it. Now if I press play, let's take a look at it. I'm going to press play right here. And there we go. We see all the colors and we see the new background. All right. Now something that, that you might want to do is bring up the next screen. But what we want to do now is work on the logo. We're not going to call this Captain Rocket. We're going to call this Commander Space, let's say Robot Space Rocket. Okay, so that's the name I'm going to give here. So I'm going to go and look for the title. There it is, Captain Rocket. I'm going to right-click and do Reveal in Finder. And I'm going to open with Photoshop. And I'm just going to remove that by pressing Command-A and delete. Okay. Now, I'm going to give it a different name. I'm going to press T for text. And I'm going to use this Birdman text. Now, you might not have this Birdman font. If you want your own font, you can just go to your web browser and go to dafont.com. And there's plenty of free and paid fonts. And some of them, you know, you have to just state the name of the one that made the app, that made the fonts. And, you know, just type maybe space, and you'll find plenty of space fonts. Okay, there you go. As you can see, there's plenty of them. And here it tells you free for personal use or not, and things like that. Okay, as you can see, free for personal use, 100% free, and so on. All right. And then make sure you close Photoshop before installing your fonts. Otherwise, you're not going to see them in Photoshop. All right, I'm going to change the color. I'm going to use a whitish color. And I'm going to call this one, we said, Commander, Robot Commander Rocket. That's how I'm going to call it. Now I know we can't see much because it's white. So what I'm going to do is just double click on the layer. And I'm going to drop a shadow. You guys see the shadow there? Okay, that will be enough. I'm going to press OK. And I'm going to increase the size by pressing Command T. There we go. Now I'm going to do something very similar to what Star Wars would do, which is this effect that the text is leaving in the back. So I'm going to skew this. Edit, transform, skew. And I'm going to select this top left edge, put it here, and this top left edge, and put it there. Oh, it's actually not working. It might not be skew. I might need to do perspective. Let's see with perspective. Oh, I know why, because I need to first do layer and do rasterize layer. Okay, now I can do it. Edit, transform, skew. There we go. Perfect. All right. It might be too much. It's up to you to, play with it. Okay, I'm going to go like that. It's, it's really up to you here at this point, but that will do for now. I'm going to leave it like that. All right, that's going to be enough. Now I'm going to save this. Command-Alt-Shift-S to save. And I'm going to replace the title. All right, save. Replace. Now let's go back and take a look at it. Perfect. Robot Commander Rocket. All right. Now I'm going to press play and let's see it in action. All right. Perfect. Now, as you can see, this doesn't show any Google AdMob ads or any Chartboost ads because we're inside of the Unity simulator. If you launch this on the phone, you will see your own ads. All right. Moving on. What I want to do is go to the assets and I'm going to go to the play scene. So I'm just going to double click on the play scene. And as you can see, this is what you see right there and all the elements from the game that are used, but you do not see them at the beginning. If I press play, you won't see them there. You would see only what's right there in the camera view. So if I click on main camera, it's actually shown what you can see right there. Okay. All right. So what I want to change now is the main character. It's actually pretty simple. I'm going to click on the images and change the little guy right there to a robot. So I'm going to right click and do reveal in Finder. And I'm going to right click and open with Adobe Photoshop. Now, let me close the rest. I'm going to right click. Let's do close all for now. Don't save. Don't save. There we go. Open with Adobe Photoshop. And I'm going to need a robot. So I'm going to go to a free website, which is OpenClipArt. Now, OpenClipArt doesn't have amazing quality, I have to be honest with you. If you go to graphicriver.net, it has a lot of good quality images, but they're not free. So, but they're really cheap. So it's really worth it. If I would type robot here, you would have some amazing ones right there. Okay. So as you can see, there's a lot of very nice robots that we could use here. But just for the sake of learning here, I'm going to go quick and I'm going to type robot here. Okay. And let's see what we get. All right. Well, I see a bunch of robots here, 8 little robots. Okay, and I'm going to go with this one. So I'm going to go down here and click on medium image, and that's going to save it automatically. Show in Finder. Here it is. Right click, open with Adobe Photoshop. Here it is, and I'm going to use this robot right there. So I'm just going to select this part and do edit copy. go back to the character from the game and do edit paste. Now, as soon as I do that, the image is too big, so I'm going to transform it, press Command T, and make it smaller so that it fits. All right, and center it a little bit. And there we go. If I zoom in, that will do. Maybe a little bit more up. Okay, that will do. Now I'm going to remove the image behind it and save that. Command Alt Shift S and click on Save. And save it on top of the character. So override the character.png. Save and replace. All right, we're almost done with the character. There's one more file, image file we need to change, which is under the character animation. Let me see where it is. If I go back to Unity, I would see it. It's right here, character walk. So I'm going to right-click, reveal in Finder. Here it is. Right-click, open with Adobe Photoshop. So when the character, when we start to play the game, the character starts walking on the platform. So that's why we have an animation, very simple one. I'm going to take the robot right here, Command A, Command C, and just paste it on top and move it a little bit to the left so that that's my first character. And then duplicate that, Alt, and I press the key to move it. Okay, so I just duplicated it. I'm going to remove the one behind. And I'm going to make somewhat an animation. So I'm going to just tilt this one a little bit so that it looks like it's actually animated. All right, that will do. Not too much, but that will do. Now I'm going to select all layers, merge them, and then save that. Command Alt Shift S, save, and I replace the character walk.png. Replace. Okay. I can close all now. I don't need them anymore. Don't save, don't save. And if I go back to Unity, can actually see that the character has changed now. Okay, so we do have this character instead. And I'm going to press play so you guys can see what we have. All right, there we go. We have the new character. We have the new background. So far, so good. Everything's working just perfectly. All right. So now, obviously, we want to change also the items here. These items, we don't want a boat. We want something that looks more from space, right? So let's change that right now. I'm going to open clipart again, and I'm going to type, let's say, spaceship. Let's see what can come out of it. All right, so I like some of them, and some of them are like so-so. Okay, this alien spaceship. Let's right-click. Let's download this one. Okay, I'm going to download medium image. Let's see what else we can use. Okay, I like this one, Futuristic Island. I'm going to download it as well. What else do we have here? And I'm just going to use this UFO. I don't want to waste too much of your time. So I'm going to download the UFO. And one more, because I know there's 4 background items. I'm going to look for a monster. Let's see. Okay. Anything interesting? Okay, I'm going to go with this monster. It's pretty neat looking. And medium image, download. All right. Now that I have them all, I'm going to show you how to replace them. It's very simple. Very same process. Right-click on BG item 1 and do reveal in Finder. It's right there. I'm going to select them all. So the 4 of them, right-click, open with Adobe Photoshop. So I'm going to go a lot quicker now since it's the very same process. What I'm going to do is go ahead and look for what I just downloaded. Here they are, UFO, monster. So I'm going to select them all. Right-click, open with Adobe Photoshop. All right, so let's take this UFO, Command A, Command C, and I'm going to replace this BG1, okay, and edit, paste. Here it is. Now, as you can see, the size of the image is not perfect, and that's just fine because it's just a background item. You can remove the layer 0 and save that. Save, BG item 1, save, replace. Now let's go ahead and work on BG item 2. It's a bit longer, so I'm going to try to use an image that looks longer. I am finished with this UFO. I'm going to close that down. I'm going to use that monster, Command C. I'm going to go to the BG item 2 and do edit paste. And here we go, we have it. It's way too big, so I'm going to make it smaller. Okay, that will do. Now, as you can see, we don't see the whole monster, so we need to increase the canvas size. How do you do this? You go to Edit, Image, Canvas Size, and increase the width to, let's say, 300 and see if that works. Yes, that's pretty good. I'm just going to make it a little smaller and we're good to go. That will do. Right, I'm going to remove the background, which is the lighthouse, and I'm going to save that. Command Alt Shift S, save, and I'm going to replace BG item 2. Replace. Now I'm going to go to BG item 3, and I'm going to replace that as well. I don't need this monster anymore. I'm going to use this alien spaceship. I'm going to select that. Command C to copy. I don't need that anymore, and I'm going to paste it here. Command V, Command T. Okay, so again, here I'm also going to work on the size of the canvas. So image, canvas size, and I'm going to make it to 150. That should be okay. Yes, perfect. I'm going to move the item to the middle, remove the one below, and save that. Command Alt Shift S, save, and replace. All right, now we have the last item to work on, which is the BG item 4. And we're going to use that city to replace that. How am I going to do that? First of all, I'm going to need to remove everything that's around it. I'm going to use the polygonal lasso tool, select just the city. Okay, and I'm going to do Command Shift I to invert the selection and delete. Okay, so I'm just left with the city. Now I'm going to use the magic tool and just select around the city to remove all these areas around it. Okay, as you can see, it's very quick. All right, that will do. Now I'm going to select the city, Command A, Command C, and paste it in the BG item 4, Command V. Now the city is a lot bigger, so again, the canvas size, replace that to, let's say, 200 here, and the height 200. Okay, moving it a little bit. As you can see, it's still not big enough. I need to make it wider. Canvas size, 250. I'm sorry, that's 200 here, and that's 250 for the width. All right, removing the boat from behind and saving that. All right, so we're done with the background items. Let's take a look at it now in Unity. All right, all of them are right there. Now let's press play and see it in action. All right, so here you see all the background items, and I'm going to move so that you see that they are moving as well, okay? All right, so we've changed that, and we're pretty much done. The only thing that I would want to change, and that you might want to change, is the color of the game over. You probably want it white, so I'm going to show you how to do that. Select the game over right here, show in Finder. I'm going to right-click on it. Open with Adobe Photoshop, and look how easy it is. Go to Edit, Image, Adjustment, and go to Hue Saturation, and increase the lightness to 100, and boom, it's white. Save that, Command S, and you are done with this one. And the next thing you want to change also is the color of the score. You want something that's not in the greenish, but maybe more in the whitish or grayish area. So it's right here, the score background, reveal in Finder. Right-click, open with Adobe Photoshop, and I'm going to do image adjustment, hue saturation, and saturate that to gray. So if you put the saturation all the way down, it's going to be grayish. Save that, Command S, go back to Unity, and here we go. So same thing for the instructions. The instruction here, I don't want it green, I want it on the grayish. So I'm going to adjust the saturation, put it all the way down. Perfect. Save that. And go back to Unity. Let's see, what else do I need to change? I could change the rockets, but I'm just going to leave them the way they are. You can play with the colors of the rockets. Let's see what else I would want to work on. Oh, yes, by the way, if you don't like the text, you can change the text. Like the instructions are text that's using an image. But some of them here are not using images, such as the score is not using an image. It's using an actual text font. So to change that, you would go to the canvas, and you will look for the fonts right here. And as you can see, it uses the font called Tall Dark, which is right there, Tall Dark. But feel free to go ahead and go to dafont.com, download your own font, and just drag and drop it here and use it. How do you use it? Click on fonts, and right here you would click on the font and select a different font. As you can see, there's plenty of fonts that are already coming with this source code. Depending on which game you're using, you might want to use one of these. What else you need to know? Yes, in the game over, we would probably want to change the cover of the game over. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Right here, let me take the game over. As you can see, the score, the reward, we probably need to look more whiter. So I'm going to go to images and select it. Right here, the scoreboard, reveal in Finder. Right click, open with Adobe Photoshop, and do image adjustment, color balance, hue saturation, and increase its lightness. Okay, and save that. All right, and there we go. Now also the score here, as you can see, the score has a color that's in the grayish. So you want to click on the score and click on color right here and change that to white. Same thing for the high score below. Click here and change that to white. Okay, and that's it. I think we're pretty much done with the reskinning of the graphics. Now you can go ahead and keep playing to see if things are going the way they're supposed to be. But I'm not going to waste any more time. All the graphics are here. As you can see, it was pretty quick, and I was trying to explain at the same time. So since you don't have to explain, you can be even faster. Now, next thing you want to do is run this game in Xcode and get ready to run it on your phone. How do you do that? Under File, within the Unity folder, Unity menu, go to Build Settings. Once you do that, click on Player Settings. Right here, it says the company name. I'm going to use appsfresh.com. Now, use your company name, or if you don't have a company, you can use your individual name. Product name, I said I call this one. How did I say? Let me go back because I don't remember how I called it. It's right here. Robot Commander Rocket. So I'm going to call it Robot Commander Rocket. All right. Now here you would change your icon. Now obviously we don't have the icon. I'm going to create an icon really quickly, and you would change it here in the default icon. So go to your images folder, and you will see the icon here. I already have it for you. You just have to use it. If you cannot find it here, go to Unity, and you will see the icon right here. Okay. Right click, reveal in Finder. Open with Adobe Photoshop. Now, I don't like to do my icon on the 175. I like to create it on the 1024 pixels and then resize them down. So I'm going to create a new one by pressing Command N, and I'm going to create a new file that's 1024 pixels wide over 1024 pixels high. And here, I'm going to reuse the background that we have in the game. So let me look for it. There it is. Right click, open with Adobe Photoshop. I'm going to do Command A, Command C, go to the new icon, paste that, make it smaller. Okay, that will do. And now I'm going to paste the robot. So here is the image of the robot. I'm going to right click, open with Adobe Photoshop. I'm going to select that robot, Command C, paste it right here. And I'm going to make it a little bigger, not too big. Okay, that will do. And I'm going to duplicate this one by just selecting the layer and duplicate. Why do I want to do that? Because I'm going to go in the first layer, the one below, and do filter, blur, motion blur, like if it's moving. As you can see, we see the motion. I'm going to make it a bit longer, and I'm going to press OK. And I'm going to move the motion blur this way so that we see that it's moving, but it's a bit too strong, so I'm going to make it more transparent. All right, that will do. Now, next thing I want to do is maybe add a shadow to this. So I'm going to right-click here in the effects and do drop shadow. I'm going to make sure the shadow goes down and make it of a very far distance. There we go. And I'm going to make it spread less. Okay, maybe I'm going to make it more this way. Let's see. Okay, that will do. It's not perfect. There's many other ways to create shadows, but that will do for now. All right, I'm going to press OK. And now I'm going to save that. So I'm going to select all, Command E, and Command Alt Shift S to save that. Okay, I'm going to save this inside of the images folder, and I'm going to call it icon 1024. Done. I have my icon. Now I'm going to save over the icon 175. So I'm going to save that, and I'm going to make it of 175 pixel. There we go. Save. And I'm going to replace the icon 175, which is right here. Icon dash 175 and save. Replace. As soon as you do this, when you go back to Unity, you will see your icons will start changing. Okay. Loading. There we go. We have the new changes. And if you go to File, Build Settings, you will see your player settings. All the icons have already been created with the right size for you. I didn't even have to do it myself. Isn't that beautiful? All right. Now, you can change, don't change anything in the resolution and presentation. The splash image is really up to you. You can add a splash image. I'm not going to add one right now, but it's the very same process that we just did for the icon. And click on Other Settings. Make sure you have the bundle identifier that you created in the developer.apple.com website. So let me do this real quick. I'm going to go to developer.apple.com website, Member Center. I'm going to sign in with this one. I'm going to use, yes, this theme. All right, clicking on iOS. And certificates, identifiers, and provisioning profile. Now you need to create a certificate. If you do not already have one for this computer, remember you need to go to the keychain. I'm not going to do it, but we have lectures on iOS online courses and on appsfresh.com to show you how to do that. And make sure you add, you request a certificate, okay? All right. And that's going to create your certificate here. You need an identifier for your app, so you would create your app ID here. You would click on plus and create an app ID. Once you have your app ID, you have to put it right here under bundle identifier. It's the same one, so that's where you get it from. You get it from right here. And then make sure you create a provisioning profile for distribution. Okay, under distribution, you click on plus, you select your app ID and your certificate. So you basically link your game ID to the certificate as a provisioning profile, and you download it on your computer. That's pretty much it. Going back to Unity. The rest, you don't have to change anything. Make sure that the bundle version here, you need to remember it so that you can use it in iTunes Connect. All right, now that I have this, I'm going to click on Build. Now I'm going to save that under my Unity projects. I'm going to go right here, Unity projects, Build for iOS. And I'm going to call build Xcode robot. Click on save. And now it's going to compile. All right, now I'm going to click here, and that created the whole Xcode build. I'm going to click on unity-iphone.xcode proj. As soon as you do this, this will open in Xcode. There it is. And next thing you want to do is make sure that it builds, and it probably won't build straight out of the box. Let me show you why it won't build. Oh, by the way, we forgot a few settings. I mean, I did not change them, but you'll have to change them yourself, such as right here, you have to change, where is it? Under the menu. Under the menu, make sure you, inside of the UI manager, make sure you change your app, not your app ID, I'm sorry, but the AdMob banner ID, and Charboost edit settings, change the Charboost settings here to use your own Charboost advertising IDs. Now, I'm going to show you how to do that in a few minutes. But first of all, let's go through the process of building this. I'm going to go and do product build. And it will fail, and I know so because of the Google AdMob, and I'm going to show you how to fix that. The Google AdMob banner won't play straight off the box. Almost done. See, build failed. You're going to have a use of import module has been disabled. So what you need to do is go to the groups and file, click on the project, and under the build settings, search for enable module. And where it says no, put a yes. And next thing you need to do is extend the frameworks here and add the Google AdMob one. So go to the Finder and look for your Google AdMob that comes with the source code right here, Google Mobile Ads.framework. Now, if you do not see it, or if you have an older one, go to the developers.google.com website and download the latest. Now, drag and drop this inside of the frameworks and make sure you copy it over. Click on Finish. Now, I'm going to do product build, and you will see it's going to work. But I'm going to do that probably one more time so that you guys can see how to do it again, just in case I went too fast. All right, build succeeded, perfect. Now there's a few more settings we need to change. In the build phase, we need to add some libraries that Google AdMob likes. Right here, we need to, let me see. I'm going to put this up a little bit. I'm going to click on plus in the libraries, and I'm going to add the event one. There's the event kit and event kit UI. Click on add, and I need the core media, and click on add. By the way, we're recording this webinar, so we're going to play it, you can play it slowly, okay? No worries. All right. Now, I'm going to click on, I'm going to add my phone. I'm going to plug my phone to my computer. And as you can see, as soon as I will do that, you will see the phone that's going to change. Instead of saying iOS device, it will say my phone right here. As you can see, iOS device. It says Johan's iPhone. So it's connected. So I'm going to press play. All right. And it's going to run it in my phone. All right. So it's actually loading in my phone. You're not going to see it right now. I'm going to show it to you in my phone. I just need to connect my phone screen to my computer so you can see what I'm doing right now. Okay, so I have the game playing in my phone, and for you to see it, I'm going to show you a little trick. In the latest QuickTime player, this is totally free, the macOS. You can go to File, New Screen Recording. Now, the trick here is that under the recording, you look for your phone here. And as soon as you do this, look at the magic. Oh yes, connection lost. Oh well, it never happened. You know, it has to happen when you're doing something live. Maybe that's because I have the webinar that's on. That might be the reason why. Let me try one more time. Let me close that, I guess. Yeah, somehow it doesn't want to show my screen. Let's see. I think that's because I have the webinar that's live, so it's not showing my screen. But just bear with me, know that it's actually now showing within my phone. Now, let's keep moving with the reskinning process. All right, so now next thing you want to do is make sure that you're compiling this and have the settings within the iTunes Connect. First of all, right here in Xcode, go to the build settings and right under code signing, so look for code signing. Right here, make sure you select your provisioning profile that you created in developer.apple.com website. I'm going to use the UI ad hoc. Yeah, I know. I know I have hundreds of them, but that's because I've been working for a while on this, so it might not be as convoluted on your screen as on mine. So I'm going to use this one. And right here under release, make sure you use your iPhone distribution certificate. Okay, you can also use that for the iPhone distribution for the debug, but the one that matters is the release. Okay. Next thing you want to do is make sure you have the right settings under info. The product name, make sure you have the right name. I'm going to call this one robot space rocket. I'm just going to copy this and paste this under the bundle display name right there. Okay. Actually, that's Robot Commander Rocket. Yeah, that's the name of it. So I'm going to paste it right here as well. There we go. And make sure the bundle version is the one you have here. Now, the bundle identifier is the one that we're going to use in iTunes Connect and the one you created within the developer.apple website. So I'm going to call this one Robot Rocket. Okay. And what I need to do now is go to iTunes Connect. I'm going to open a new tab and go to itunesconnect.apple.com. And right here, I'm going to log in, go to My Apps, and create on plus to add a new app, okay? New iOS app. And I'm going to call this one Robot Commander Rocket. Paste it. Primary language, English. Bundle ID. I'm going to use the team wildcard. Now, yours, you can just type yours right there or select the one that you created in the com.developer.apple.com website. But mine, I'm using a generic one. I'm not going to show you how to create generic ones, but just know that it's a way when you have too many apps, you can just create one generic bundle ID that you can reuse over and over again. And here, I'm going to use Robot Rocket. Okay. And the final bundle ID is right there. And that's what I'm going to use for my SKU ID. Version number, put 1.0. Now, how do I know about my version number? It's pretty straightforward. I'm using the one that I have in Xcode right here under bundle version 1.0. And that's what we have here. Next, click Create. And next thing you want to do is select your icon. How do you do this? You just go right here, choose icon, and we're going to use the one that's 1024 pixel that we created earlier under Unity projects. And that's going to be Captain Rocket Robot, assets, images, and the 1024 pixels should be somewhere around here. There it is, icon 1024. Click open, and it's going to load. All right, I'm going to write a description. This is a temporary description. I'm going to copy and paste that multiple times. Okay, that's enough. Keywords, I'm going to put space, rocket. I'm not doing any keyword research here, but feel free to contact people from appsfresh.com to do ISO research for you if you want. Support URL, I'm just going to put appsfresh.com. Okay, and I'm not going to change the rest. Now, there's plenty of settings we need to change, such as the ratings. I'm not going to do them right now. Actually, I might have to do them so that you guys can see how I go through the process of submitting to the App Store. I'm going to click on Save. All right, and we're going to create the in-app purchase. So I'm going to click to in-app purchases and click on Create New. I'm going to use non-consumable because that's for removing the ads. And I'm going to call this one Robot Remove Ads. That's just for internal use. And I'm going to put a product ID. Now, where do I get the product ID from? If you go to Unity, go to the menu, and under the UI Manager, you see the in-app purchase name right here. So actually, I did not change it, so I'm going to change it now. I'm going to call this one Robot Rocket.Remove Ads. Okay, select that. Next thing, I'm going to just paste it in the iTunes Connect dashboard. All right, and now I know that I have the same one. Price tier, I'm going to put it for tier 1, which is 99 cents. Add language, I'm going to add the English one. And here, I'm going to say remove all ads. And here, remove all ads. And click on Save. Now, they're asking for a screenshot. You cannot submit your game if you do not have a screenshot. So I'm going to make a quick screenshot. How do you do that? You can do it straight from your phone when you're running in your phone, or you can do it from here. I'm going to press play, and I'm going to do Command-Shift-4 to be able to take a screenshot, and I'm just going to select this part right here. All right. And now I have a screenshot within my desktop. So I go to my desktop, and the screenshot is right there. I'm going to right-click and do Open with Adobe Photoshop. And I'm going to copy this and do Command-N and create a new file that has the required size, which is going to be 640 times 960. That will do. I'm going to paste it right there and make it bigger. All right, and that will do. It's just for the Apple technician reviewer to see that where is the screen when you have the remove ads button. I mean, obviously, they're smart enough to know where it is, but it's just a requirement. So I'm just going to save that. Command-Alt-Shift-S. Okay, and I'm going to save this, right at the root of my Captain Rocket robot, and I'm going to call this one in-app SS for screenshot. All right, so now going back to iTunes Connect, choose my file. I'm going to select this in-app SS. And once we're done, I'm going to save. There it is. Click on Save. And there we go. We have our in-app purchase. Click on Done. And now there's a very important step that we're going to do that the majority of people forget to do, and they're having a hard time with that. And I totally understand why, is that it just doesn't make any sense. But that's how Apple wants you to do that. You have to go to the in-app purchase within your version and add the in-app purchase you just created. I don't know why they want us to do that. I mean, I do know why, but I think it's supposed to be straight out of the box, because if you add in-app purchase, you want them in your game, right? But still, you still have to do that step of adding it here. All right, next thing you want to do is add the leaderboard. So you're going to go to Game Center. I mean, let's click on Save first. Go to Game Center and enable for single game. Now, next thing you want to do is add the leaderboard. Choose a single leaderboard. And what you want to do is go to Unity, and where it says leaderboard ID, you want to create your leaderboard ID. I'm going to call this one Robot Rocket dot leaderboard. Okay, and I'm going to copy this and go back to iTunes Connect and set leaderboard top score. Just write top score here. the leaderboard ID, paste the one that we just created within Unity. Format will be an integer, which is whole numbers. And we want them from the high to low, so the best scores to the lower score. And we're going to put a minimum range of 0 to 999999. Okay. Add language English. Name top scores. Formatter will be integers, the American way or the European way, as you wish. And the score form suffix format will be point, and here points for the prior version. You can add an image, but it's optional, so we're not going to waste any time here. And click on save. Now, it's not because we added the leaderboard that it's in our game yet. No, we actually have to select it within our version. So I'm going to click on the robot commander that we just created. And I'm going to go down to the game center right here and enable that. As soon as you do this, click on plus for the leaderboard and select the one we just added. And there it is. We have the leaderboard. Now, a few things we want to do is edit the rating. Now, this game is can be played by anyone. So I put no, there's no violence, no horror, no alcohol, tobacco, or simulated gambling. So just put no everywhere. However, I don't put it made for kids because it has ads. Apps that have ads cannot be made for kids. So you can make a paid version with no ads, and you can add made for kids here. Click on done. Copyright, I'm going to post best apps, app fresh, US, LLC. Okay. I think that's pretty much everything we need for, oh yes, we need the primary category, that's games, obviously. We're going to do action, and the second going to do arcade. Second category, we're just going to put entertainment. All right, now we're going to need screenshots. I don't want to waste too much time with screenshots, but I know we're going to need lots of screenshots. So I wanted to manually release the game once it's created, and I'm going to save that. So let's, you have many ways to create screenshots. You can run them straight on your phone and take screenshots, or run them on the Unity screen and take screenshots, but you're going to have to resize them. Now, just for the sake of this these lectures, I'm not going to take screenshots. I'm just going to reuse what I have right here in Photoshop and just resize that. Now, the resolution is not going to be that amazing, but it will do the job for now. Okay, so we're going to add this screenshot for the screen. That's going to be, I think, the 3.5 screen. By the way, if you do not know the resolution, if you put it at the wrong place, let me show you how to know which resolutions they want for screenshots. You can just grab any screenshot, paste it here, and it will tell you, hey, this is the wrong dimensions. Click on Learn More. Okay, I think I went too slow. Let me do it one more time. Learn More. And this will tell you all the resolution for each screen size, okay? And you keep going. It tells you all of them. Now, I'm going to add the one for the 3.5 inches. Drag and drop the one that I just created within Unity. So it's right there, Unity projects. Robot. And I added mine right here. So I'm going to drag and drop this here. And here we go. We have the screenshot. Now, I need to do the same for the other sizes. This is the 4-inch. I happen to know them by heart, or mostly by heart, so I'm just going to paste it there. I'm going to open this one in Photoshop, and I'm going to save it as a bigger size. So this one will be 600 over 1136. Now it's going to be a bit twisted, but that will do for now. I don't want to waste too much of your time. I'm going to go here, drag and drop the one that I just created. Okay, it's actually complaining. I have to see why it's complaining. I thought I had, oh, okay, I think I know why. So let's see, is it 640? Oh yes, it's not 640, that's why. So I made a mistake when I typed it. So I'm going to save it again. 640 over 1136. Save. This one, replace. Go back to Google Chrome, and I'm going to drag and drop it here. Okay, that's the one. Drag and drop. And now it works. Okay, now I need to do the 5.5 inches one, which is the iPhone 6 Plus. First, let me click on Save. Go to the 4.4 inch, 4.7, and they tell you the resolution right here. Okay, so that's going to be 750 times 1334. Going back to Photoshop, save this one to 750 times 1334. Click on Save, and I'm going to say 6B. There we go. I'm going to use it right away. Drag and drop it. Oh, they're saying the resolution is wrong. I thought I had the right one. Let me go back. 750 times 1334. Let's see what's wrong. Somehow it does. I have the right one, and somehow it's not taking it. I'll have to come back to this, but I don't want to waste too much time. But know that we got to do for them all. Okay. Meanwhile, let's. I'm just going to remove all of that so that I save space in memory, because I have lots of things open at the same time. All right. And next thing you want to do is use the ad IDs. Okay, so right here we want the AdMob banner. So I'm going to go to, let's see, I'm going to go to AdMob and create a new banner. You need to have a Google account, or just go to admob.com and create your account. Create on monetize new app right here, and I'm going to go to add your app manually. App name, Rocket Robot Space Rocket. So I'm going to call it. Platform, I'm going to use iOS. Add app. Select a banner, and add name, I'm going to put main banner. Save. And just select this ID right here. Command C and paste it within Unity right there. All right. Now, next thing we want to do is the same thing for Charboost. So you do Charboost, edit settings, and change the app ID here and app signature. So you would go to charboost.com. Make sure you create an account if you don't have one. It's pretty straightforward. I'm going to log in, use the default account that's going to appear. And on the bottom corner here, add app. Select platform iOS. App nickname, I'm going to call it Robot Space Rocket. Bundle ID, don't put any right now because it's not in the App Store. Put portrait. And test mode, you can enable it for now if you want, but I'm not going to enable it. Click on Save. And there we go, we have the app ID. I'm going to paste it within Unity. And then the app signature, I'm going to paste it within Unity. All right, and at this point, that's it. I'm done. I have the leaderboard, I have the in-app purchase, and all the advertising setup. Now, I think you probably want to work on the sounds. If you want to, you really don't have to. So the sound is playing right away, so you really don't have to. And these are free sounds, so you feel free to reuse them in your own game. If you actually want different sounds, you can download them in Audio Jungle. Okay, Audio Jungle has amazing sound, but it's not free. They're not that expensive, but the sounds are of professional quality. Now you can use freesound.org, create an account, and they have some okay music. You know, like you can do like jazzy, and as you can see, they have some music that can last, you know, up to a minute or so, and play it in a loop. Okay, so feel free to use that. Now the trick is that once you download these, you have to rename them, and the way you need to rename them is the same way as you have them within Unity. Under the in Unity, under the sounds folder, where you have all the sounds, you need to have the right names. So if I'm right-click and leave it in Finder, you need to use the same names and the same format. MP3s, as you can see, they're all MP3s. Now, if you do not know how to convert them as MP3, you have free tools online that can convert anything to MP3, or you can download this free tool from Mac called Audacity, and it can convert them for you by doing just file convert or file export, and it's free to use. So feel free to download Audacity. Great sound editing tool. All right, so at this point, we are pretty much done with the whole reskinning process. Next thing you want to do is add your own screenshots, make some nice screenshots, add a preview. I'm not going to waste much time creating screenshots, so I'm probably going to reuse screenshots that I already have. Going back to Robot Commander, I'm going to my Finder, and I'm going to use some other screenshot that I already have. Let me see some of them here. Do I have something here? I'm sure I have some. Captain Rocket. Yes, I actually do have some screenshots here. Let me see. Here, I have plenty of screenshots. Excellent. So I'm going to use the wrong screenshots, so they're from another game, but that will do just fine. So for the for the iPhone 6, the 4.7 screenshot, I'm going to do the 4. I'm going to use just one of them. I don't need to use them all. Yeah, these screenshots are taken from the Avoid the Dots game, Amazing Lines. I'm going to do the same for the 5.5 inch. Take the 6P, drag and drop this. These ones are taking straight from the phone, so I know they work. One for the 3.5 inches that we don't have, which is the iPhone 5. Oh, I actually already have. Do I have one for the 4 inch? Yes. I don't have one for iPad, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the iPad one and drag and drop it here. All right. I'm going to click on Save. All right. Now we're going to go through the submitting the publication process. Make sure you have the pricing, because I think we did not do the pricing. So I'm going to do it for free and save. Also, something else you need to do that we did not do is use the bundle ID of the game. It's pretty straightforward. If you look down, you have the bundle ID right here. Just copy this and paste it within Unity under the UI manager right here, the bundle ID. Okay, that's how you get it. Paste it here. Why do you need the bundle ID? Is that, as you can see here, we have the rate button there, so people can rate your app. So you need to click here to rate your app. And also something else we need to take care of is within Charboost, we want to create the settings for more apps. So right here, under the app settings, you want to change the, you want to add a campaign. So you'd go to publishing, and you add a campaign, and you add the game we just created to the campaign. And then you can click on the app right here, and you will need to add the more apps. So you go to products and click on more apps. And we're going to drag and drop which more free games we're going to see whenever we click on the more apps buttons. So let's say I'm going to click on this one, that one, and this one. So this is what's going to appear. So every time people play your game, they can click on the more apps button, and they can download and install more of your own games right here. Okay, and make sure you save that, and that's good to go. Now, next thing we want to do is get ready to publish. We are almost there. We need to create the archive. So go to Xcode, make sure you build again, just in case. So you go to Unity and you do File, Build Settings, and you build again, all right? I'm not going to do it right now, but just know that you need to do that. And this name right here needs to be the same one. The ID needs to be the same one as the Intuos Connect one, and do product archive. Now, the only way to do product archive is that you need to select your iOS device or a physical device. Product archive. Now, this might take a while because it needs to take every single file and add them together. So please bear with me. It should take about a minute or so. Okay, it's almost there. Okay, so by the way, make sure you have your code signing here, okay? That's very important. If you don't have that, you won't see your game, okay? All right, it's almost there. I wish I could make it faster, but it's a pretty fast computer already, and it just happens that this has to take its own time. It's compiling, thousands of files together. Well, it usually doesn't take that long. I don't know what's going on. Let me see, maybe I can close some stuff to make more room. Maybe it's a memory issue. I'm not sure. I don't think so, but I'm just going to remove some stuff. Okay, just bear with me. It usually never takes that long. I don't know what's going on here. It looks like it's stuck or something. Let me see. I'm going to have to redo it, and I'm just going to press stop. As you can see, it looks like it's stuck. All right. I'm actually going to close Xcode and reopen it. You never know. As you can see, even Apple software has issues. As you can see, it just broke. It's just a bug. It should have compiled. So even Apple has issues with their own software, even though they try really hard. I'm going to try one more time. Archive. Well, I'm going to have to wait here. I cannot keep going if I don't have the archive file. So I'm going to wait. Mike, do you want to take any questions meanwhile?
Yeah, you can paste the question on appsfresh.com.
So yeah, go to appsfresh.com and start pasting questions to appsfresh.com because we're almost there anyway. This is the very last step here, right here. Okay, so feel free to go to appsfresh and add any question, and Michael's going to take them for us. Yeah, by the way, feel free to go there and go to the Captain Rocket source code and download it, the student version for free right here, okay? All right. Okay, somehow this one's taking a very long time. I'm just gonna close that. I'm gonna redo it from the first from Unity. That might be the reason why. Let's see, hopefully that's all it is. So how would you do that? Go to Unity and do File, Build Settings, and Build. Now, I'm going to save it to a new one. Save. Meanwhile, I'm going to open iTunes Connect again. Okay, build successful. Open this in Xcode. Okay, making sure that I have all the right settings. Going to Xcode, and right here, I'm going to go under Info. I'm going to paste the bundle name right here. Same thing for the bundle display name. I'm redoing what I did earlier, so you guys can actually see it one more time. com.appfresh. And the bundle identifier is the same one as the one that we have right here under About This App. This one right here, .robot rocket. Okay, and the rest is just good. Now going to build settings, enable modules. Again, I need to put yes, instead of no. All right, and add the Google framework right here. How do I do that? So again, going back here, drag and drop the mobile ad, copy. Now going back to the build phase and add the missing libraries for the ad mob to show. That's the event UI and event kit, media and core telephony. Media and core telephony. All right, we should be good to go. Product archive. And now that should go now. It's got to go through now. Well, seems to be taking too long. So somehow there's something wrong. I might have to restart my computer. That's a bug that doesn't want to go and create that somehow. It's not even giving any error. It's just logs there. So what I'm going to do is just show you what to do, what we would have done if we had it. We would have just gone right here below in iTunes Connect and select the build. There's going to be a plus sign that appears, and you select the build. And then you click right here on Submit for Review. Like if I click now, Submit for Review, it's going to tell me there are one or more errors on the page. And the errors on the page that I am missing the build, as you can see, but I cannot add it right now somehow. Okay, unless I might use the application loader. Let's see if that's going to help. I mean, I can't use the application loader because I haven't built the file. Somehow it doesn't want to build it. Okay, so that's it for now. We went through the whole application, the whole reskinning process, and it's going to take about 7 to 10 days for an Apple technician to review your app. All right, so which questions do we have, Michael?
For now, you have to wait.
Okay, so one of the questions is, let me see. Okay, so one of the questions is, do you have to do this on your own by yourself, or you can have some people doing it for you? Yes. AppsFresh can do that for you. If you go to AppsFresh, you can just contact us, or right here in the live chat, or right here, click on contact us, and we can do it for you. Now we don't have to be the ones doing it for you. Obviously, our team knows what to do because we have we have the source code, so we know how to reskin it. But you can just go on Odesk if you want, and you can find people that can do the images for you. Now, it might be a harder process, and they might take even more money, but usually a reskinning costs about $250 to $500, depending on how much effort there is to do. But that's about it. Okay, we'll take one more question, and we're going to go because we've been taking too long already. Mike, what are the questions we have?
No, for now.
No? Okay, we'll stop here. Okay, so we're good to go. Thanks, everyone, for watching. I hope you learned a lot. Oh, we actually have a build succeeded. Perfect. It actually came right on time. So since we have it, I'm going to take advantage of that and just finish the process. I'm going to submit to the App Store. Perfect timing. Choose. I just chose my profile, and I'm going to click on Submit. Now, if you do not see yours that appear here, that means that in iTunes Connect, you don't have the same app ID. Okay, so make sure you have the right app bundle ID. Click on submit. All right, it's preparing the archive, and now it's gonna send it soon. All right, uploading archive. Usually that's what takes the longest time, but and then it takes a few minutes for us to see the build within the iTunes Connect account. All right, so meanwhile that's doing this, I'm going to talk about different reskinning themes that you can apply on this. As you can see, the original Y is about Captain Rocket, which is Captain America. So the Captain America is also known as Captain Rocket America. Here we applied a space, like kind of we can add some kind of a Star Wars feel to it by adding a robot that looks more like R2-D2. And instead of jumping on top of rockets, you can make it jump on top of asteroids. So right here, you would go and change the rockets to asteroids by changing the images. Right here, you go to the images, and you would change that right here. Okay, you would right-click and do Reveal in Finder, and you would change them. Okay, they're all here. All of them are here, all the images. All right. Now, it doesn't have to be this. It could be cannonballs. It could be, what else could it be? It could be arrows. Planets. It could be planets. It could be a laser. It's really up to you here. All right. So let's see where we stand now with the submission process. Okay, it's still saying that it's sending it. So I'm not going to waste more time, but just know that once this is sent, you will have it within iTunes Connect and select it under your builds right there, okay? And then submit for review under your builds right here. All right, thanks for everyone for being here and staying with us so long. We actually did the whole thing in about an hour and a half. So think about it, in 8 hours, you can do what, 5 reskins? So it's pretty straightforward, pretty easy. And if you take the unlimited license, you can keep going. Now, Mike, can we do any discounts for that?
I'm going to put the deal on the page in a few minutes. We can have the whole deal for 50%.
Okay, so Michael's going to put a 50% off.
$99, but it's going to be 50% of $99.
So now it's at $99 and
yeah,
we're doing 50%.
It will be on the page soon. So we will create a coupon for.
Okay, so let's say what coupon code are we going to put? Thanks, Rocket. Okay, so thanks, Rocket.
50.
Go Rocket. And I see you guys on the next webinar.